Nito here. It's late September 2019, and I'm going to try to help you out if you're ever thinking about or trying to install a bug screen on a van. In this case, a typical high roof van. This would apply to most vehicles that have a big door you go in and out. And so this is a second generation Sprinter van 2007 that I custom upfitted into well, I don't like the term recreation vehicle, but rather tiny home on wheels. So the screen, this screen is from Home Depot. I think Lowe's may sell it also. And you want to get the kind that has the super tight holes to keep out the gnats or the no-see-ums. Traditionally, these are installed by so-called professional, and I disagree with that term, upfitters, the ones who charge a fortune. Typically, something like this, a screen, they would charge around $1,500 for the parts and labor. And what they'll do is have a magnetic attachment right here, which I do also, but theirs would be where you have a little handle and you pull in and out that way. And they work good for a while, but then they start getting contrary and not working as good after maybe about a year of use. When I said mine is magnetic, it is the rare earth magnets there just to hold them up, just to attach it there. And the reason for that is in case this catches on something or too much pressure, it will release from the side without ripping the screen. You could use tape, Velcro, whatever you want. I like the rare earth magnets for the flexibility of not damaging things and easy removal. I have experimented with all kinds of different designs where you have the magnets in the middle, and that would be a kit you can buy at some place like Bed and Bath Beyond or maybe Walmart for $20 in their As Seen on TV section. And those work for a very short time. They're made in China. The material is very wimpy. Unlike this from Home Depot, is really strong, almost industrial grade screen. This is universal screen. And so I don't like the magnets in the middle. It's contrary and it still has gaps in there. I don't like it on the side because I don't want to enter and exit from the side. I want to enter and exit in the middle. And so what I've done in this design is I have overlapping in the middle with no magnets. When they overlap, that's going to keep out a pretty good 90% or more of the bugs without having to deal with the hardware that's going to be hitting your body in and out. So it's just a soft entry and exit. And I cut the bottom short because as you're entering and exiting, especially if you're entering, if you have the bottom too long, your foot is going to, and I need to cut this one a little bit shorter still, your foot will catch on here and pull the whole thing down. And so that's why, one of the reasons why up on top it's held by the rare earth magnets up there. In the description link I will provide a link to these rare earth magnets on Amazon. And so from the inside, here's what it looks like. This is something I recommend is a bug zapper for the ones that do get in, because if you try to use a manual cheap plastic fly swatter, flies especially have some miracle ability to see the future, that you're about to swat them and they escape before the fly swatter hits them, so you could go mad with a fly swatter. But with this, they will eventually just fly right into it and get zapped. But you'll have to just hold it up to them until they fly into it. So here it is on the inside. This is these are just extra magnets that I had, and I just put them there for now. But you'll want to use these the larger ones, because this is metal up there and that will hold that up. So in case you accidentally pull on this so hard that it would normally end up tearing the material, the magnet will eventually give way and let this slip under the magnet, and then you can just reattach it. So what I'm trying to say is, instead of when you would normally damage the screen when too much pressure is put on it and you have to replace it or repair it frequently, possibly frequently, depending on who's going in and out. Instead of that, if you use magnets up on top and on the side, and possibly on this side is just screwed in because I didn't have a metal frame, but rather a wood frame, and that will make it last a lot longer. So yeah, the magnets are going to be more expensive than screwing it in or taping it in the short term, but in the long run, it'll kind of keep your sanity of, if you accidentally pull this down, you can quickly just put it right back up and not have to do a big repair. So this is simple. Anyone can do that, as opposed to trying to do it on the side. If you do it on the side with magnets that have a magnet on the screen and on the side where you open and close that way, that requires very high skill to get that lined up correctly, because these vehicles are beveled. This bevels upward, and when you have the cut in the middle, the bevel isn't going to be such a big factor. You know, you see this, how it tends to want to come in. That's because of because of the bevel shape. If this weren't tapered in going upward, then this would probably just naturally lie flat. But you can experiment if you have enough time. I actually did not put a lot of time in this install, but so what I did is I just installed it until it worked, and then someday when I have enough time, I'm going to try to work out this concave and this beveling, or whatever you want to call it. And so that's how you keep this simple, cheap, and easy right there. And and then you want to have a screen over here, which in my case, I think I have it just taped on the sides, because you're generally not going to be providing a lot of pressure there. You do want to have a divider here in the middle, whether you have one of these or not, a kitchenette, and preferably a little piece of wood going up to here. And I did drill into the metal. Oh, I guess I didn't put that screw back in, but if I put that screw in there, this will be tighter, so I need to do that. But be careful, because I know why I took the screw out, because if it extends through the metal, the sliding door will catch the screw sticking out. That's how delicate that is up there. So I need to find a different method. It was several months since I messed with this. That's why I'm trying to remember again. But I thought I would just try to help out to save your sanity if you're ever trying to put a screen in, because to try to do it with the magnets as the entry point is going to be quite maddening, particularly due to the bevel, the way this curves. That's going to be really difficult for you to get that to function really well, whether you do it in the middle or on the side, or even this side you could do it. And here I have my water inlet, and I have a flap to keep the bugs out of the water inlet. And this is just to hold the water hose once I put it in there to keep it in place. And so that and some touching up I still have left to do is to black out these couple screws there. And on the edges you want to do some overlapping so that it's a stronger hold. You don't want to just screw in on one layer, but rather a couple layers so that it's a stronger hold. And you can optionally have a Velcro strap to keep it open if you want to, for whatever reason. And it works great. This simple, quick, easy design works much better than having to fight those magnets. I do like the factory version, the way it works. Those actually work really well when they're new, but I'm afraid they're going to go bad, and then it's going to be really expensive. Not only expensive, but a very long wait time for them to fix it, because they're not going to just jump right on it. You know how that is, especially for Mercedes products. What else can I share? Yeah, a lot of these magnets are currently not being used right there, because they were originally designed when I put a metal bar in here to try to open and close on this side. But the reason I let this just hang free there is so you can go in and out easier. You want it mostly attached on top and on the top sides, and when you get towards the bottom it's not going to matter as much. And so for a pet, this is also friendlier. A pet can go in and out a lot easier rather than having to worry about the magnets. And with the expensive factory version over here, that would make me nervous all the time. Every time you go in and out, you got to worry about, okay, be real gentle, don't want to damage it, because you know how much trouble that's going to be to deal with that dealer. And that's how that works. So it's been over 10 minutes I've been yakking, so I better get off the phone and let you hit all the little buttons down below and leave some comments. Thank you very much.